Good morning all. In this video, we will discuss Module 1, first concept, Ohm's law and its limitation. Let's see in detail. Module 1, DC circuits, we're having DC power supply and switch will be present, one resistance will be there for opposing the flow of electrons, and bulb will be there. Already I have given, right, in the previous video. The best example is two-wheeler vehicle. If you switch on the lamp, so the lamp will be glowing. So battery, we can store the DC power supply, and switch will be there for on off condition, and resistance which oppose the flow of current, and bulb will be there for lighting purpose. DC circuits, the complete diagram gives detailed explanation, right? So DC supply we are giving, there is a circuit present, so that is DC circuit. In this video, we will discuss Ohm's law and Kirchhoff's laws, analysis of series resistance circuits and parallel resistance circuits, series parallel circuit excited by the independent voltage source, and power energy, right? So first one, Ohm's law. Everybody knows, right? The current flowing through the conductor is directly proportional to voltage and inversely proportional to resistance of the conductor, with the temperature remains constant, considering two ends of the conductor, right? Temperature must be constant, that you keep it in your mind, because if suppose temperature is not constant, Ohm's law is not applicable. I'll tell you why the temperature remains constant in the Ohm's law. As you can see the diagram, Ohm's law complete explanation like a pictorial representation. V is the voltage, one who is pushing the current, ampere, and one here who is pulling the rope, that person is called as resistance, and current is flowing here, right? That is resistance. If suppose current increases, voltage increases, but resistance will be decreases, right? According to the equation, I is equal to V by R, where V is the voltage, R is resistance, I is the current, right? So this is how we are going to explain the Ohm's law. Just current flowing through the conductor, just to consider two ends of the conductor, okay? Conductor position A here and position B here, two ends. So in between there is a resistance. That conductor, current flowing through the wire is directly proportional to voltage, potential difference between two ends of the conductor, and inversely proportional to resistance of the conductor, with the temperature remains constant, right? So I'll just giving you the water analogy of Ohm's law for better understanding. That's it. So for better understanding, don't write in your examination. This is no need. But for the understanding purpose, we have this water analogy. So the water is stored in the tank. Just example, in your home, there is a top of the building. We used to place tank, and there is a tap present inside the home. So if suppose the water is flowing into that pipe, that is current, right? If suppose the head of the water is more, the voltage will be more. That is a pressure in the sense voltage. So if you rotate that tap, what happens? You can increase or decrease the current, right? So if the resistance will be increases, what happens to the current? If the tap will be closed completely, so what about the water flow movement? There is no water flow because tap is closed. Resistance will be more, and if it is tap is open, resistance will be less. There is no holding of water, so the current will be increases. The easily it can flow. So that is a water analogy. I is equal to V by R. If suppose resistance increases, current will not be. Resistance increases in the sense resistance will be more, the current will be reduces, less current, and if suppose current will be more, resistance will be less. So the point A here and then point B here. So point B, in the sense there is no resistance, the tap is completely open. Point A, the tap is closed, so that the current will not be flowing. Water will not be flowing from this tap to outside, right? It acts as a rheostat, right? So rheostat, which is used to control the current as per our requirement, it's a resistance. So if you can vary by using rheostat, right? Current we can vary. In the laboratory we will do the experiment, same experiment. Here water analogy is there. I'll just show you the current or the how the current will be reduced by varying the resistance, right? And the limitation of Ohm's law. First one is it is not suitable for non-linear devices such as a transistor, semiconductor, and genodiode. You can see the VI characteristics of these semiconducting devices. There is a curve will be present, right? But in the Ohm's law, straight line. I mean, like a linear graph we want. So the here semiconductor and genodiode transistor, it is not applicable. Ohm's law is not applicable. By the statement itself says temperature remains constant. So you people are in computer science engineering. In the motherboard, we used to have temperature capturing device or thermal fins we are having, right, for to reduce the temperature or to reduce the heating of that electronics devices. So to limiting the heating level in the transistor, if suppose the thermal temperature fins will not be there, means definitely the computer transistors or diodes may damage, right? If you use continuously, there is a the system will heats up, right? So to reduce that one, we have a thermal fins for capturing that heat. I mean, to for the cooling purpose. Even though we are having a fan for cooling, right? So that the Ohm's law is not applicable there, and also Ohm's law is not applicable to where the temperature varying devices are available, like thermocouples, thermistor. There the Ohm's law is not applicable, and also the Ohm's law is not applicable to non-metallic conductors such as silicon carbide, gallium arsenide. So it looks like a liquid, but those metals, I mean liquid metals, are the conductor. Ohm's law there also it is not applicable. I'll be giving you best example, like if you pass electricity to the sea water. I mean salt water is a good conductor of heat and electricity, everybody knows, right? If we give power supply to the sea water, what happens? We cannot predict, right, where exactly the current will be flowing, because the temperature difference will be there, right? So there also Ohm's law is not applicable, and it is not applicable to arc lamps. Arc lamps, in the sense, I think you might have seen, right? If you switch on the power supply, it will be glowing after 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I mean complete brightness, because the inside the lamp the temperature reaches some limit, or reaches, in the sense, suppose the temperature limit is 3000 degrees Celsius, then only the lamp will be glowing. So there also Ohm's law is not applicable, because temperature variation will be there. I told you, right, the statement itself says temperature remains constant. So there also Ohm's law not applicable. And also the Ohm's law is not applicable to having more number of branches. I mean circuit having more number of branches, more number of nodes. Ohm's law is not applicable. Only one resistance will be there, one power supply will be there. We can calculate the power consumption or current flowing through that particular equipment. For that, we are having the next session. We'll discuss KCL and KVL. To solve this limitation, to overcome these limitations, we are having KCL, KVL, and then some theorems also will be there in the electrical engineering subjects. So as you can see the diagram, there is a graph present. This is a voltage, and then this is a current. I mean x-axis is voltage, and then y-axis is current. So this one is a straight line. I mean temperature remains constant, right? So the linear graph will be appearing, right? So once again I'll be revising limitation of Ohm's law. Ohm's law is not applicable to non-linear devices such as diodes, semiconductors, and transistor, because those all are negative temperature coefficient devices. Because temperature increases, the resistivity will be decreases. And also it is not applicable to temperature varying devices like thermistor, thermocouples, temperature measuring devices, because temperature difference will be there, right? Then only the whatever the measuring device will work. And next, there is it is not applicable to liquid conductors such as silicon carbide and gallium arsenide. And also it is not applicable to arc lamps. Arc lamps, if you switch on, it will be glowing after 2 minutes or 3 minutes, because temperature reaches some limit, then only it will be glowing. And also it is not applicable to having more number of nodes, more number of branches, right? because the complication circuits very difficult to solve the problem, right?